Welcome to Stars Forever, where Stephanie celebrates the lives of unforgettable people whose presence still shines through the legacy they left behind. This channel is devoted to honoring beloved figures from film, music, television, and culture, remembering their journeys, their influence, and the inspiration they gave the world. Here, their stories continue to live on with meaning and heart. Bluegrass music has lost one of its respected and influential voices with the passing of Ronnie Bowman, who died in Nashville, Tennessee, following a motorcycle accident at the age of 64. Known for his powerful yet heartfelt voice, Bowman made a lasting impact on the bluegrass community through his performances, songwriting, and dedication to the genre. During the 1990s, he became a central figure in the Lonesome River Band, serving as lead vocalist and bass player while helping define the group's sound with his distinctive style. Beyond his work with the band, Bowman built an impressive solo career and became recognized as a talented songwriter whose music reflected genuine emotion and personal storytelling. His award-winning songs, including Cold Virginia Night and Three Rusty Nails, remain admired for their depth, sincerity, and connection with listeners. Throughout his career, Bowman was respected not only for his musical abilities, but also for the warmth and authenticity he brought to every performance. Fans and fellow musicians remembered him as a true storyteller whose songs captured real experiences and emotions in a way that connected across generations. His contributions helped strengthen and preserve the traditions of bluegrass, while inspiring many younger artists to continue exploring the genre. Ronnie Bowman's music remains a meaningful part of bluegrass history, and his voice continues to live on through the recordings, songs, and memories he shared with the world. His legacy will continue to inspire musicians and fans who appreciate the beauty and honesty of bluegrass music. Richard Chamberlain, born on March 31, 1934, was an American actor and singer whose remarkable career lasted for many decades and touched audiences through television, film, and theater. He first gained widespread recognition in the early 1960s for his role as Dr. James Kildare in the popular television series Dr. Kildare. His portrayal of the kind and dedicated young doctor made him a beloved figure and established him as one of the most recognizable performers of his time. As his career continued, Chamberlain moved beyond his early image and explored a wide range of challenging roles that highlighted his emotional depth and versatility. He became known as the King of the miniseries because of his memorable performances in major productions such as Shogun and The Thornbirds. Through these roles, he showed his ability to portray complex characters with sincerity, bringing powerful stories to life and becoming a defining presence in television drama. Chamberlain also had a strong connection to the stage, where he performed in both classic and contemporary productions. His theater work reflected his dedication to acting and his ability to connect with audiences through thoughtful and expressive performances. In addition to acting, he shared his musical talent with fans, adding another dimension to his creative career. Throughout his journey, Chamberlain received recognition for his contributions to entertainment, including multiple Golden Globe Awards that celebrated his skill and lasting impact. Away from the spotlight, he was respected for his professionalism, creativity, and commitment to his art. Richard Chamberlain passed away at the age of 90, leaving behind a legacy built on versatility, elegance, and a lifelong passion for storytelling. His work continues to be remembered by audiences who appreciate his ability to bring honesty, emotion, and depth to every role he performed. Gregory Peck was born 110 years ago this week, marking the legacy of an actor whose work continues to hold a special place in the history of cinema. Throughout his remarkable career, Peck delivered many memorable performances, but his Oscar-winning portrayal of Atticus Finch in To Kill a Mockingbird remains his most celebrated role. As a thoughtful and principled attorney who stood for fairness and compassion during a time of deep division, Peck brought a sense of dignity and quiet strength to the character. His performance showed that true courage does not always come through dramatic actions or powerful words, but through patience, integrity, and the willingness to stand for what is right. Over the years, audiences and critics have continued to recognize the role as one of the most meaningful portrayals of a hero in film history. Gregory Peck passed away at the age of 87, but his influence on cinema has remained strong. His performances continue to inspire viewers and remind us of the importance of empathy, kindness, and understanding. While many roles become tied to a specific era, Peck's portrayal of Atticus Finch remains timeless, carrying a message that continues to connect with new generations. His legacy is not only remembered through the films he made, but also through the values and emotions he brought to the screen. Singer and songwriter Chip Taylor has passed away at the age of 86, leaving behind a remarkable legacy that helped shape popular music for generations. Although his name may not be immediately familiar to everyone, his songwriting has been a powerful part of music history. Taylor was the creative mind behind iconic songs such as Wild Thing, which became a major hit for the Troggs, and Angel of the Morning, a timeless song that gained widespread recognition through Juice Newton's memorable recording. His talent extended far beyond writing songs for other artists. Taylor also developed a respected career as a performer, creating his own music and sharing songs that reflected his emotional insight, storytelling ability, and deep understanding of human experiences. Tracks like Early Sunday Morning and Big River highlighted his unique style and the personal connection he brought to his work. Born James Wesley Voigt, Taylor was also known as the younger brother of actor Jon Voight, but he created an identity of his own through decades of dedication to music. His influence was not always found in the spotlight, but it could be heard in the melodies, lyrics, and performances that continued to inspire musicians and listeners around the world. Chip Taylor's contribution to music remains a lasting reminder of the power of great songwriting and the ability of a simple melody to connect people across generations. Carrie Ann Fleming, a talented actress remembered for her warmth and genuine presence on screen, passed away at the age of 51 after a battle with cancer. News of her passing was shared this week, leading fans and colleagues to reflect on the meaningful impact she made throughout her career. Although she often appeared in supporting roles, Fleming had a special ability to bring honesty, emotion, and depth to the characters she portrayed. Many viewers fondly remember her from Supernatural, where she played Karen Singer, the devoted wife of Bobby Singer. Her performance added an emotional layer to the series and helped make the character's story even more memorable. She was also recognized for her role in iZombie as Candy, a lively character whose humor and personality brought a unique energy to the show. Throughout her work in television, Fleming showed a natural talent for creating characters who felt relatable and authentic. Her performances were marked by quiet strength, kindness, and a strong connection with audiences. Beyond the roles she played, she was appreciated by fans and colleagues for the sincerity and dedication she brought to her craft. Carrie Ann Fleming's legacy lives on through the characters she created and the lasting memories she gave to those who watched her work. Her contributions may have been subtle, but they left a meaningful impression on many people who continue to celebrate her talent and the humanity she brought to every performance. Before the world called her America's sweetheart, Julia Roberts was simply a young girl trying to find stability in a life filled with uncertainty. Audiences remember the dazzling smile, the unforgettable laugh, and the warmth she brought to the screen. But behind those iconic moments existed years shaped by loss, pressure, heartbreak, and relentless public attention. Her rise to fame was not a smooth fairy tale built on glamour alone. It was a journey formed through rejection, discipline, emotional endurance, and the difficult process of protecting her humanity while living under constant observation. Films such as Pretty Woman, Notting Hill, and Erin Brockovich turned her into one of the most recognizable women in the world. But fame also demanded sacrifices few people truly understood. Over time, she learned that admiration could elevate a person, while slowly taking pieces of their privacy and peace. Yet through every difficult chapter, Julia Roberts continued moving forward with grace, resilience, and a quiet determination that made her far more than a Hollywood icon. A childhood shaped by instability. Julia Roberts was born on October 28, 1967, in Smyrna, into a family connected to acting and creativity. Her parents believed strongly in the arts and even operated a drama school during a difficult period in the American South. From the outside, the family appeared passionate and idealistic, but inside the household, life was often unstable. Financial struggles, emotional tension, and uncertainty shaped much of Julia's early childhood. When her parents separated, she experienced the painful realization that security could disappear unexpectedly. Her father remained a comforting presence in her life, but his absence from the home created emotional confusion that stayed with her for years. As the family adjusted to changing circumstances, Julia learned to observe people carefully and adapt to emotional shifts around her. These experiences quietly strengthened her resilience and emotional awareness. Long before Hollywood noticed her charm, she had already developed the ability to survive instability with patience, sensitivity, and inner strength. Losing her father at a young age. One of the most painful moments of Julia Roberts' childhood came when her father passed away from cancer while she was still very young. His death left a deep emotional wound that shaped her understanding of love, loss, and security. Before he died, he recorded bedtime stories for her so she could continue hearing his voice. Those tapes became treasured reminders of comfort during a difficult period in her life. Losing a parent at such an early age forced Julia to mature emotionally faster than many children around her. The grief she carried quietly influenced how she viewed relationships and stability throughout adulthood. Friends and family later described her as sensitive and emotionally observant, qualities that eventually strengthened her performances as an actress. Though she rarely spoke publicly in dramatic terms about her pain, the emotional impact remained significant. Her father's absence became one of the defining experiences that shaped her understanding of vulnerability, emotional connection, and the importance of appreciating love while it still exists. Arriving in New York with almost nothing. At 17 years old, Julia Roberts moved to New York City with little money and enormous determination. Like many aspiring actors, she arrived carrying dreams that seemed far bigger than her circumstances. Life in New York was difficult and unforgiving. She worked small jobs, attended endless auditions, and struggled to afford basic necessities. Rejection became part of her daily routine. Casting directors dismissed her repeatedly, and opportunities rarely appeared easily. Yet despite loneliness and uncertainty, she continued pushing forward because she believed acting could eventually change her life. Some nights, she returned to tiny apartments exhausted and discouraged, but every morning, she forced herself to continue trying again. Those difficult years taught her resilience and emotional discipline. She learned how to survive disappointment without allowing it to destroy her confidence completely. Long before becoming one of Hollywood's most successful actresses, Julia experienced the harsh reality many dreamers face when pursuing creative careers in competitive cities filled with ambition and uncertainty. Steel Magnolias introduced her to Hollywood. Julia Roberts gained major attention through her performance in Steel Magnolias, where she played a young woman facing illness and emotional hardship. The role allowed audiences to see both her charm and emotional vulnerability. Critics praised her ability to balance humor, warmth, and sadness naturally, without appearing forced. Her performance earned widespread admiration and introduced her to a much larger audience. More importantly, it proved she possessed serious acting ability beyond beauty and charisma. Julia drew deeply from her own emotional experiences while portraying pain and resilience on screen. The emotional honesty she brought to the role connected strongly with viewers because it felt authentic rather than theatrical. Awards recognition followed, and suddenly, Hollywood saw her as a rising star with extraordinary potential. Though success was beginning to arrive, Julia still carried the emotional caution developed during years of instability and rejection. She appreciated the opportunity deeply because she understood how quickly success could disappear in the entertainment industry. Pretty Woman changed her forever. In 1990, Pretty Woman transformed Julia Roberts into a worldwide sensation almost overnight. Her performance alongside Richard Gere captured audiences across generations and created one of the most iconic romantic comedies in cinema history. The film's enormous success changed every aspect of her life instantly. Her smile, voice, and personality became instantly recognizable around the world. Suddenly, she was not simply an actress. She became a cultural symbol associated with romance, warmth, and optimism. The role turned her into America's sweetheart, a title that brought admiration but also enormous pressure. Audiences expected her to remain forever connected to the charming and lovable image created by the film. Fame arrived with incredible speed, bringing opportunities, wealth, and public fascination unlike anything she had experienced before. Yet behind the excitement, Julia also realized that the world no longer viewed her as an ordinary person. Her private life began slowly disappearing beneath the enormous weight of celebrity attention. Love became difficult under public attention. As Julia's fame increased, her personal relationships faced intense public scrutiny that made emotional stability difficult to maintain. Her romances frequently became media obsessions, with tabloids analyzing every interaction and predicting outcomes before relationships had time to develop naturally. One of the most highly publicized chapters involved her engagement to Kiefer Sutherland. Their relationship attracted enormous media attention, turning private decisions into public spectacle. Plans for marriage generated relentless headlines, and the pressure surrounding the relationship became overwhelming. Eventually, Julia made the painful decision to walk away before the wedding. Though the public treated the event like entertainment, for her it represented emotional confusion, vulnerability, and the difficult realization that private love becomes fragile when exposed constantly to public expectation. The experience changed her deeply. Rather than hardening her emotionally, it made her more cautious about trust and more protective of personal boundaries. She learned that admiration from millions could not replace the emotional safety required for genuine intimacy and connection. Choosing a different kind of life. Despite her enormous success, Julia gradually began distancing herself from the non-stop intensity of Hollywood celebrity culture. Rather than chasing constant visibility, she became more selective about projects and increasingly focused on creating a peaceful personal life. The turning point arrived when she met cinematographer Daniel Motter. Their relationship developed quietly compared to the dramatic public romances that had previously surrounded her life. Daniel represented stability rather than spectacle, and Julia appreciated the sense of calm and authenticity he brought into her world. Together they built a relationship grounded in privacy, patience, and emotional trust rather than public performance. Their marriage in 2002 reflected that same philosophy, remaining intimate and far removed from Hollywood extravagance. For Julia, this chapter represented more than romance. It marked the beginning of a life shaped less by external expectation and more by personal choice. She was finally creating boundaries that protected her peace rather than sacrificing it for public approval. Motherhood changed her priorities. Becoming a mother transformed Julia Roberts' perspective on fame, work, and personal fulfillment. She and Daniel welcomed 3 children into their family, and motherhood quickly became the emotional center of her life. Rather than raising her children within constant celebrity attention, Julia worked deliberately to protect their privacy and create a grounded family environment. She reduced her workload, became more selective about acting projects, and focused heavily on maintaining stability at home. Friends often described her as deeply devoted to family life and surprisingly ordinary away from cameras. School routines, family dinners, and quiet time together became more important than glamorous industry events. Motherhood also softened some of the emotional wounds created by years of instability and public pressure. For the first time in many years, Julia experienced a deeper sense of balance between personal happiness and professional success. Family life gave her something fame never fully could: emotional grounding, routine, and relationships that existed beyond applause, headlines, or public expectation, living away from constant attention. One of the most important decisions Julia Roberts made was creating physical distance between her family and the non-stop pressure of Hollywood culture. She spent much of her life away from Los Angeles, choosing quieter environments that offered privacy and peace. Her home in Taos became a place where her family could live more naturally, without constant media intrusion. This lifestyle reflected a major shift in her priorities. She no longer wanted every part of her life connected to celebrity culture. Instead, she valued routine, nature, family connection, and emotional stability. Friends often described her home life as calm, grounded, and intentionally simple, despite her enormous wealth and fame. By stepping away from Hollywood's constant spotlight, Julia protected not only her children, but also her own mental and emotional well-being. She understood that maintaining peace required active choices and boundaries. Fame had once consumed every corner of her existence, but she gradually learned how to reclaim space for herself and her family. Grief still followed her quietly. Even after finding greater stability in marriage and family life, Julia Roberts continued experiencing painful emotional losses. In 2014, the death of her half-sister deeply affected her privately. Unlike celebrities who publicly share every detail of grief, Julia handled the pain quietly and avoided turning personal tragedy into public discussion. Friends noted that she carried sadness inwardly, rather than dramatically expressing it through interviews or headlines. This approach reflected her growing desire to protect emotional experiences from becoming public spectacle. Grief became something personal, intimate, and carefully guarded. Her experiences taught her that happiness and sorrow often exist together rather than separately. Even within a loving family and peaceful home, emotional pain could still appear unexpectedly. Yet instead of allowing grief to harden her completely, Julia seemed to grow more compassionate and emotionally grounded over time. The hardships she endured strengthened her appreciation for ordinary moments and meaningful relationships, while reminding her how fragile life can become without warning. Rebuilding family relationships. Slowly, Julia Roberts also experienced complicated family relationships that evolved slowly over many years. Her connection with her brother, Eric Roberts, faced periods of tension and emotional distance shaped by misunderstandings, personal struggles, and the pressures of public life. Fame often complicates family dynamics because private disagreements become exposed to outside commentary and comparison. For years, emotional distance remained between them. However, time and changing life experiences gradually created opportunities for healing and reconnection. The arrival of Julia's children helped soften old wounds and reminded both siblings of the importance of family beyond pride or public perception. Their reconciliation did not happen dramatically or instantly. Instead, it developed quietly through patience, forgiveness, and emotional maturity. Julia's willingness to rebuild difficult relationships reflected her deeper understanding that healing often requires vulnerability rather than perfection. Over time, she learned that emotional peace does not come from avoiding pain completely, but from refusing to allow pain to define every future relationship or decision. The emotional cost of being America's sweetheart. Being labeled America's sweetheart brought Julia Roberts extraordinary popularity, but the title also created emotional limitations and pressure. Audiences projected idealized expectations onto her, often assuming she should remain forever cheerful, approachable, and emotionally perfect. Maintaining that image while experiencing ordinary human struggles became exhausting over time. Public disappointment frequently appeared whenever she acted outside the narrow version of femininity and warmth people expected from her. The pressure to remain lovable at all times left little room for anger, complexity, sadness, or personal mistakes. Julia eventually realized that being admired by millions could also feel emotionally isolating because few people saw her fully as a normal human being. Behind the radiant smile existed vulnerability, exhaustion, grief, uncertainty, and emotional depth rarely acknowledged publicly. Yet rather than becoming bitter toward fame, she gradually learned how to separate public image from personal identity. That emotional boundary allowed her to continue working successfully while protecting the parts of herself that deserved privacy and emotional honesty away from public expectation. Why her story continues to matter. Julia Roberts' story continues resonating because it reflects far more than celebrity success. Her journey speaks to resilience, emotional endurance, reinvention, and the search for peace within overwhelming pressure. Audiences connected with her not simply because she was beautiful or famous, but because she carried genuine humanity into every performance and public appearance. People recognized emotional truth behind the smile. Her life also reminds us that fame cannot eliminate pain, grief, loneliness, or uncertainty. Despite achieving extraordinary professional success, she still experienced heartbreak, family struggles, emotional exhaustion, and the difficult process of rebuilding trust and stability. Yet she continued moving forward with grace rather than cynicism. Over time, she transformed from a Hollywood fantasy into something more meaningful, a woman who learned how to protect her peace while remaining emotionally open to life, love, and vulnerability. Her story encourages people to value authenticity over perfection and reminds us that true strength often appears quietly rather than dramatically. A legacy built on humanity and strength. Julia Roberts' legacy is not defined only by blockbuster films, awards, or iconic romantic scenes. Her true legacy lies in the humanity she carried through decades of extraordinary public attention. She survived instability, heartbreak, pressure, grief, and constant scrutiny, without losing the warmth and emotional sincerity audiences loved from the beginning. Rather than allowing fame to completely consume her identity, she gradually learned how to build boundaries, protect family, and create a life shaped by her own values instead of public expectation. That evolution required courage, because Hollywood often rewards visibility more than emotional balance. Julia chose peace over constant attention and authenticity over endless performance. Her life demonstrates that success means little without emotional grounding and meaningful relationships. Audiences still admire the unforgettable smile and beloved films, but what truly endures is the example she set quietly over time, that resilience can remain gentle, that vulnerability can coexist with strength, and that protecting what matters most is one of the greatest achievements any person can accomplish.